Hey everybody, New2younic here. Coming at you with another video. This is the longer one if you want to take some notes. Gonna go over supplements and things that I like to do personally. Once again, just want to say things that I do myself. Other people might want to do other things. These are things that I do, and the reasons that I do them. A little bit of supplements. So for the last 2 weeks, I have been cycling, and then you've seen some of cycling my carbs. That's the only thing I cycle. But you've seen on there some of the things I let go of: the ice cream, ice cream. Yeah, we'll get that. Ice cream's done. We'll get beer. Uh, all chips, stuff that I had to get rid of and everything. So today we're gonna go over supplements and things that I added on, like in one of the first videos, I think I said I added on water. Had to start drinking more water and eating breakfast on the regular, so things like that had to start. Um, Everybody here might have their own idea what they like to do with their supplements or why they take their supplements. Cool, good for you. I'm just sharing why I take these things here. Um, what we got here, what are we going to start with? My favorite is your good old fashioned protein. Feeds the old muscles. However, I'm going to try not to put the name brands on here because I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, for one. And two, and hey, if you think you got a better supplement, I am always looking for sponsors. Like I said, on a budget over here. So, um, what I do look for in proteins is a lower calorie count. Um, Most of them do have a low calorie count, but and then unless you get into those mass gainers, which they all have a low calorie count too, they just want you to take, 19 scoops in one sitting, is what most of them kind of seem to be. So most of them usually have a low calorie count, somewhere between 120 to 200 calories. But I like to keep the carbs down because then that way when I go on a diet or as I'm cycling my carbs, I kind of don't necessarily add it in. Like the one that I'm taking now is got 3 carbs in it, so I kind of don't add them. If I go over by a couple of carbs in a day, then I figure that's not that big of a deal. And plus, when you get to that we got low carb day, it sucks if you don't get all your carbs. So, a little extra is not gonna hurt that bad, like I said. Usually most proteins are going to have 24, 22, 26 in one sitting. And that's a good amount. I've read that you can't really take in much more within an hour. And then you end up getting rid of the rest. However, I've lately read that that's not the case. So I usually double up on my protein and do 2 scoops and do that, and I'll one, it tastes better as long as you get the water right or whatever. It's a little bit thicker, and it's usually the taste and consistency that I think they're advertising, because some proteins are pretty gross. And the one I take is pretty good. I'll say the flavor that might help you guys out. The one I have right now is Rocky Road. So that'll help me get to my protein numbers. But like I said, help me get to my protein numbers as far as macros go. These are all called supplements, and they're supplements for a reason. They supplement what you eat, so you still have to eat. And eating, I gotta eat a lot too. So this kind of just gives me like a sweet fix or something like that if I need to. But I don't know. Let's see if we can see this here. Oh shoot, this is I think that's backwards because it's on the selfie cam, so that's probably not gonna work. Anywho, but I've got, and then it's got about 150 milligrams of sodium, and I like to try to keep the sodium down. But I do add the sodium in my numbers if, when I'm on diet, because sodium's a killer. What it does is makes you hold on to water and all that stuff. So you've got more sodium in there than you wanted, or than you're expecting. It will definitely show, and definitely show on stage. And I try to keep the saturated fat down. Other than that, that is what I go with for protein. Next up, and I actually just started taking this because it just seems like everybody's taking it. I took it back when I was in junior college, and it didn't really do anything for me. I did the whole loading period and all that stuff, and really all it led to was drinking a whole lot more water or milk. Milk actually made it taste better back then when it was just in water. It was gross, and it's gross. Anyway, I got 100% pure creatine. Okay, and this one is just 5 grams, and it looks like, I don't know if you can see that. It's 5 grams. Says take 2 scoops before and after your workout. And basically, the only reason I started taking it again is one, I've seen it in about 4 or 5 guys' videos that have bodies that look better than mine, so they must know something. Hopefully, they're not, doing some other things that I don't know anything about. But if they are, they didn't put it in their videos. So, other than that, I will do that on my days that I work out, and then on the days that you don't work out, it recommends that you do some other deals. It does have on most creatine a loading period, and every single video and every single person that I know that takes it, they don't do that loading period. So, and I also like the I guess in this one, the pure creatine. It's a pretty small deal there, and but it's got 80 servings per container. So that's gonna lead up right up to showtime anyway. So I guess by the end of the show, I'll decide if I'll continue to take this stuff. But normally I don't take it, and I don't know why I decided to, but looked at it, saw it, and well, I know why I decided to, but I don't know why. It just kind of popped out when I was at the store and decided, well, those numbers work out as far as time goes, and by the end of the show, I'll decide if I'll keep taking it. But for right now, that is what I'm taking, so we got to put that in the video. Next up, we've got pre-workout. A lot of people have their own ideas about pre-workouts, and you got to get the strongest one, or you got to start a different way, or some of them, they get too much of the jitters or something like that. One, I would recommend just starting low. Do it half a scoop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got some of them 30 to 60 servings in there. So, I mean, if you're not getting a whole lot of energy, a half a scoop in your regular workouts, and you decide to take it on, a half a scoop is going to give you something. But at the same time, the way I look at pre-workouts is they are to get you a jump start. They're not necessarily there, well, for me, they get me a jump start. Not necessarily there to be your constant work all the time. I mean, if you're eating right and you're doing things right that you're supposed to be doing, and taking in the right amount of proteins and all that good stuff, that's what you want to use to complete your workout and to max out your workout and do your best. You don't want to have your supplements doing it for you. They're just basically helping you use what you have to the best of your ability. And so a lot of them, I'm not going to say any name brands. There are several name brands that say they'll keep you pumping for an hour, or almost 90 minutes. And I mean, you're just really, and some of them make you itch and stuff like that. The itch doesn't necessarily bother me, but I mean, if it's just nonstop, uncontrollable or something like that, one, you probably took too much. And two, like I said, for me, it's more of something that just kind of, like your coffee in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Have a little coffee, and then, well, obviously don't take pre-workout every morning, but like your coffee in the morning, it just kind of helps wake you up a little bit. And then once you're awake, I can go on to being me and do my best. So that's kind of how I look at a pre-workout, especially when you lift heavier, or if you're trying to gain weight. A lot of people are lifting heavy weight, so you want to start with moderately heavy weight, and that's just hard to do right off the bat. Especially if you were out in the morning, just sleep or whatever, or if you didn't have time to stretch, which find time to stretch. But that is my take on pre-workouts. I also like to buy the 60s better than the 30s, just because going back to the servings, 60 servings over 30 servings. One last thing I guess I'm going to say about it. Now, a lot of them will have their own complex matrix, and I know this looks backwards here. Hopefully it flips it or something when the video comes on. However, right here, I'm just going to read it to you. Most of them have their blend, okay? And in a pre-workout blend, there are 3 deals that you're going to want to have in there. Beta alanine, okay, L-arginine alpha, well, not necessarily alpha, but there is L-arginine, and explosion, usually have their explosion blend. That's usually going to be a lot of caffeine or something like that. And then I'm looking for it. There's a creatine monohydrate in this one. Now, what those are, they work together to kind of help you get that jolt. And to help you get that jolt, the milligrams recommended are, um, I'd say Google, because I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not going to say that. But what you don't want to do is get something that says, oh, it's got all these things in it, and then you look at it and it's only got 1,000 milligrams of it. I believe it's somewhere around 2,500, and it was a mixture of all three of them, if that helps out. Now, some of them will say that, and since they have those, technically they can call themselves a pre-workout, but if you're not getting much out of it, that's probably why. So a lot of them will have some sort of a matrix, and in that matrix, there are three different deals in there: beta-alanine, L-arginine, and alpha something or other. I actually don't even know what that word is. Keto. Actually, that's not one of them anyway. Don't worry about that. And they work together to help you get those pumps or get your energy going and what have you. So you'll want to look at those numbers, especially on the cheaper ones. If you're finding like a pre-workout for $10 somewhere, they probably don't have the right stuff in there and a lot of filler. So you'll want to look all that good stuff up. All right. That is for pre-workout. Next, what do I have now? Glutamine powder. I'm gonna go ahead and cover up the label there, but glutamine powder. Now, glutamine is something that the muscles actually are starving for, not glucosamine, not glucose. We're looking for glutamine, okay? And glutamine is what the muscles use and what they're usually starving for to eat and be able to replenish themselves. And your body naturally makes this, just like creatine. Your body naturally produces this. However, it's been studied that over time, throughout the week, if you do 5-6 days a week of working out, your body produces less because it's a little as what you would call overworked. And a lot of people, you'll hear some folks say that they don't believe in overworking and whatnot, which overworking is something that I believe is possible, to have your muscles overworked, but I believe it's a direct result of under recovery. And glutamine is something that helps you recover, as well as creatine actually. But and it's supposed to supplement your recovery. What glutamine does is help feed those muscles. This is 100% pure glutamine, and it's just 5 grams a day, or 5 grams after a workout. And in testing folks throughout their workouts and after their workouts, it proved to be pretty good for them to actually keep those levels up, to where soreness, although didn't stay in long enough, as long, and they could continue to work without having to drop weight. So I am a fan of glutamine. It's a good one. This one doesn't have anything extra in it. It's just L-glutamine, and you can just pick it up right over the counter. But that is one supplement I do like to take. Lastly, as far as dietary powdered supplements, I would guess. Get a little drink here. My mouth's getting a little dry. And this is protein powder. But I have, this is an all-day BCAA, which is a branched chain amino acid. And basically what it does is help your body break down amino acids or proteins, or the amino acids in proteins. So, and you can look at all the different kinds that are in here, or the different kinds of elements that are in it. Most of them will have these same 3 in there, and you'll just want to look and see which one has the most, is what I usually go for. There's really no rhyme or reason behind that. I figure more is better. That's about it. Let's see, and most of them will have a BCAA blend, and that blend has, and you have to pardon me here as well, the words here is the L-leucine, L-isoleucine, and L-valine. Okay. I'm going to attempt to let you guys see it, but you probably won't be able to, but it's right above there. Let me try to focus. Bam, throw the focus on there. Did that work? I don't know it worked. But I'm gonna say it again. It didn't work probably. L-leucine, L-isoline, and L-valine. And usually some will have their own little BCAA matrix of some sort or what have you. Just get back in there and look at the fine print. And the price doesn't tell you which ones are better. Now, this one in particular, this is one that can be used all day. So now some of them you can just get them and they just want you to put it in 8 to 10 ounces of water, shake it up, drink it within 20 minutes of working out, or 20 minutes to an hour of working out, and then boom, you're good to go for the day. However, when you're on a diet like mine, or when a lot of folks are on a diet, you're recommended to drink 80 to 120 ounces of water, maybe even more, depending on your coach. Water gets boring after a while, for one, and two, I feel like if I'm taking these BCAAs just one time, or even if I'm taking just 2 of them right after a workout, I work out pretty early in the morning, so by the end of the day, I'm like, am I even still getting the benefit? I don't know. Is that right? Is that wrong? I have no idea. Like I said, this is why I do things, okay? So this one is actually formulated to last all day, and you can either do you've got your choice. You can throw 1 scoop into a 20-ounce bottle and have that and just do that at a time, or you can do what I do, which would used to be get an entire gallon of water and throw 4 scoops in it and drink on it all day. However, it is now warm outside, and I won't be in my car, so that means I'll be having to carry this big old gallon of water with me, or BCAAs with me, in addition to whatever else is in my bag. Because no, I'm not a bagger. I don't have bags on my motorcycle. I ride a Hayabusa, and it's very fun, and it flies. Anyway, so I will get maybe a half gallon, okay, and then I'll just do 2 scoops, fill that up, and then when I get back for another client, or if I have to leave and then come back, then boom, then I've got my gallon there, and that helps me get my water in for the day. So it kind of helps me on 2 fronts, water's water. I mean, it doesn't help me drink water. I should just get water, right? But now it's like I'm drinking tea all day. No, that was not what it might have looked like, and I'm not going to say. So they also have a watermelon flavor one, which was pretty good. However, it made me crave sweet stuff. So I just let go of ice cream. So I got to go back to the tea, or else I'll miss ice cream too much. Craving on the sweets. But I do like it. It helps me get my water intake in, and the soreness from one day to the next is not as bad. I'm not gonna say severe, like severe. I mean, really. I mean, I work hard, but I mean, you know what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? I call things severe. Whew. Another thing that I like to have with me, and it's not a powder, but another thing that I like to have with me at the gym, or at my gym, or work, is your good old-fashioned peanut butter. Now, whether it's a carb day or a no-carb day, I can take this, and I can take this, and if I have bread, it's a carb day, then I can take the bread as well, and about 2 to 3 of those with these, and people aren't getting yelled at anymore. It's just good business. It helps out. So, but I do love peanut butter. Peanut butter is delicious. For those of you who are allergic to peanuts, I'm sorry, I guess that tip or helping hint, or I don't know what you call these preferences, I guess that won't help you out too much. They do have like a peanut butter patch, I think I heard. Maybe you can get on that and do it, or and I'm sure there's something else you can do as far as getting some protein. Some people like yogurt. I'm trying to get away from the dairy. It's the ice cream. So, to each their own. For me, it's the old PB, peanut butter. Peanut butter. Other than that, we are going to be moving on to a little bit more recovery. It's not dietary. However, I'd like to thank Laura Flourish, who's, we'll just go ahead and put her on the sponsor list, because normally I have some sort of sport cream, because soreness and pain and whatnot's going to happen, and you just can't have days that you go off. Let's be honest. So, Laura bought me this big old family-sized deal of BioFreeze. It makes you smell like a baseball locker room, but it works. muscle strains, pains, spasms. Well, not necessarily spasms, but hell, if you need to kind of just get the muscles warmed up while you're stretching, throw a little of this on there. This one is the gel. I believe they do have a cream, just like their competitors out there, which would be like an Icy Hot or somebody like them. And I tell you what, I haven't used it yet, which is why it's not twisted open yet, but I know I will be. We're about to go down and weight and getting those reps up and stuff like that, and you just can't slouch. So when the soreness pops in, got to break out the good old muscle rub. I think I did say the name brand there. Sorry about that. Well, you're welcome, I guess. All 4 people watching this are going to know what kind of muscle rub that I use. All right, and moving right along real quick. And these are things that we like to take during the day. I take these in pill form. And before we get into what they are, good old bodybuilding.com was nice enough to give me the old man river pill bottle. So that kind of helps out, so I don't have to carry all these bad boys around, or pill separator, so I don't have to carry all these bad boys around. But let's go through these bad boys and talk about why I take them. One of them would be magnesium. Oh, cover that up. Magnesium. Magnesium is good for your nerve system, or your nervous system, your muscle, and heart function. Okay, let's be honest. Lifting heavy weight, doing cardio, all that good stuff. It works all of those deals, and you got to be able to stay on top of your game for all of them. Get me some of this. Throw it in my old man river pill deal. Obviously label it, and also label it how many you're supposed to be taking, and move on with that. Next up, this time let me see if I can cover up the labels. Not like you guys don't know who these people are. Potassium. Potassium is really good for whatever water that you are drinking, taking it to your muscles specifically, so it helps to stale cramps. If you're doing if you're always got arm day, followed by, if you got 2 arm days in a week, well, you're gonna start cramping somewhere in the bicep, tricep, something like that. With a little less potassium, it's gonna be a little bit more painful. Or you can find potassium in other things like sweet potatoes, tomatoes, things like that. But if you're not a big tomato fan, and if it's not carb day, then I guess you're not gonna have any potassium. These don't have carbs, so throw those in with some pills. I usually take them twice a day, just one in the morning, one in the evening. How much? It's definitely less than a daily value, because I am a fan of sweet potatoes and tomatoes. So it's not like I take an entirely day's value of those, because I know I'm also gonna get some through my food. Once again, just a supplement, not the end all tell all. And lastly, I like to take zinc. Oh shoot, cover up the label. Zinc. Okay, they come in different milligrams or whatnot, but this is for your immune system. Okay, it's essential for that, and your energy metabolism. Okay, basically just kind of keeps everything going for you, and helps you to keep everything going. Like I said, it supplements you and helps you to keep everything going. It doesn't add anything extra, or like steroids or something like that. Or I really don't know what's out there. Steroids was always the big word growing up, but all the O-scenes and whatever all the other stuff is, I'm not really sure what those are, but that's fine. They're not part of my video. So, but I like to take those, and specifically to keep the immune health going, because you are breaking your body down just a little bit. Yeah, you look the fittest on stage, but it's quite a bit of a breakdown. And then when you get into the water depletions and all that other good stuff, it's quite a bit of a breakdown. With zinc, it kind of helps you keep that fight going. It's almost like I wouldn't say it's like a vitamin C, but kind of like a vitamin C. But other than that, one more essential that I just had to pick up, that I want to thank all of you, both of you, for not hating on me, you know what I'm saying? But I had to go get some white strips, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't tell me that my teeth were looking real on those last few videos, so we're gonna try to get rid of the on my teeth. And use these here white strips, which it's about time for me to put one of these bad boys on. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you like the video, please click down there on like, and please subscribe to the video for any other any other info that you might want. Also, to get updates on when we put the next video up on the happenings and fun things going on here at Experience Fitness and what we're doing on this journey to the next show here in June. I guess I didn't actually have to cover up the name brand on here. It just says Dental Whitening. So, I don't know. It's purple. So we're going to give that bad boy a shot. It's a few days of working on that, and hopefully I got some whiter teeth at the end of it all, right? So if you like the video, click on there down there. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, give me a comment below. If you want some different content, I'll let your boy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Have a blessed day.